Hello and welcome to Pro-Social Activists. Today we're looking at my model, but first we'll start with the Greek alphabet. The Greek alphabet is as follows: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, mu, psi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, or epsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. And today I'll be showing you my model, which is a system of thinking with Greek letters. It's a working system where you can apply Greek knowledge, or it's not exactly what it is. It is a system that takes American modern ways of life and analyzes them with a deck of playing cards. So, first I will take 4 elements in each ring and place them in 2 columns and 3 rows. And the 2 additional characters. As you may have noticed, the Greek alphabet has 24 letters, characters. But it has some letters that have been left out over previous Greek millennia. And so there are, for example, stigma and digamma. So here's what we're looking at. The first ring is about a very specific form of learning. It is hierarchical learning. It is a learning where technology is a means of attrition or knowing how to tactically understand. You're placed in dominance hierarchy, like a hegemonistic learning, or a systematic approach to understanding more powerfully the knowledge of things. But I say this all as a tactic. What I'm really trying to say is that we've all heard of alpha, and none of us would prefer to be anybody's beta, as far as we're concerned, as far as I know. And gamma is not well understood by most Americans, but they've heard about it. And of course, they've heard about things in physics too, which applies to gamma. And delta is, you could assume, about defense. But there's a lot to the system, so stay tuned. So, what if I told you the highest level you can get to in life was to become an alpha? Some of you would be annoyed. Some of you would squint your eyes at me, and I might lose my audience. However, in some ways, it suffices to say that's how most people would see it. I become the alpha. I own my home. I own my network. I own my technology. I own my skill set. There seems to be an attachment to the skill set. this professionality, this way of obtaining a cause. So what I want to tell you is that this is a framing method called Greek Theoretic Re-profiling. And the framing method is about understanding that there are ways of processing the knowledge that has been generated since Greek thought. And the system starts here, but it's just the beginning. It is the start to a much more intricate tale of how technology interacts with mathematics and engineering and science and soft science, which is highly indicative of how its rho character is in a context with its upsilon. And of course there's things to talk about, like the disorganization of things. If it were to suddenly be disorganized, how would you feel about that? Would you lose sight of the system here? So if we run through the characters, you think I'm rushing you through a very long drill that would be painstaking, but to me, it's a routine exercise. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, psi, omicron, pi, rho, that one, which has two characters. Its secondary one is right here. Sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, chi, phi, chi, psi, and then omega. So what's the story with this next string over? Or should I continue with trying to understand why technology is really what the alpha is trying to leverage? Let's look at it this way. If you had a perfect structure to your alphaness, you will attribute the alpha to your perfect structure as its leading character trait. What can be used for or against you is your beta. And what your extension is from the point you're at in pretty much every circumstance is your gamma, which is known for its great energy. It's also known for intelligence and communication. And then what your context typically is about holding the fort, it's about defense, but it's also about intuition. It's about knowing your intuitive uses of technological advances for promoting your skill set. So there, you've accomplished the perfect alpha mindset that would cover all of its cards to just show you we're in a delta right now, so I have the field. But mathematics would show you a theta and tell you it has the field. And mu would probably try to stand out because engineers like to own the floor, the foundation. This is a lattice structure. It's an abstract thing. It's not a real thing. It is something that creates a type of particle. And if you see here, 13 is king, it's new, goes all the way down to ace. So we have 26 cards. I've added 2 extra. But it ends on 3, which is omega, and it looks, if you turn it, it looks like an omega. What do you know?